Hi friends, it's Miss Janice. I'm coming to you today from the orange room. Miss Stacy let me borrow her room because her room has really good connectivity. So I wanted to read to you a story today. It's called The Kissing Hand. And if you look very closely, those raccoons, the animals in this book, they're wearing masks just like us. So this is Chester, and you can see maybe it looks like he has a black mask over his eyes, like it's a Halloween mask. Or maybe he has a white mask over his nose and his mouth to keep out the germs. I don't know. I think it's really cute that the animals are wearing masks too. Speaking of, I am in this room alone by myself, so I'm going to go ahead and carefully take off my mask. I'm going to put it down very carefully. Okay. And this is The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. As we're reading it, I want you to look for all of the other animals besides the raccoons that are in this book. A lot of the pages have some other animals too. Here we go. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and he cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" That's pretty sad. Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and she nuzzled him on the ear, because that's a thing raccoons do. "Sometimes," she said, "we all have to do things we don't want to do, even if they seem strange at first. But you will love school once you start." I'm surprised he doesn't know that. School's fantastic. "You'll make new friends and play with new toys. You'll read new books and swing on new swings. And besides," she said, "I know a wonderful surprise that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." And yes, grown-ups, I do prefer the word surprise when we're dealing with littles. Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A surprise? What kind of surprise?" "Oh, it's a very old surprise," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from her mother. It's called The Kissing Hand." "The Kissing Hand?" asked Chester. "What is that?" I think we're going to find out. "Oh, I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm, and Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with special warmth. Isn't that nice? There it is, right in the middle of his hand. You can see it. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek, like this, back here. Press your hand to your cheek. And you think, 'Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you.' And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. And she said, "Do be careful not to lose it." I think she was joking about that. I don't think he can lose it. "Oh, don't worry," she said. "When you open your hand to wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Raccoons, they do like to wash their food. They like to get their food nice and wet, and they do that in streams. But that makes me think, if you are washing your hands, I think your kisses will stick too. I don't think they're going to get lost. Chester, he loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, because animals like raccoons, they like to come out at night. That night, Chester stood in front of his school. They're having school in the tree. And he looked thoughtful, and suddenly he turned to his mother and he grinned. "Give me your hand," he said to his mother. And Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and he kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle goodbye and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Look at all the other animals going to school too. Did you see the animals on other pages? I think I see some bunnies. I see a lamb and a fox, and there's that skunk that was on the swing. They're all going to school too. I think I missed a page, hang on. There it is. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across a tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and she smiled, and the warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." And there he is with his mask and his happy face going into school. It's a lot of happy animals in school, isn't it? What do you say at the end of a story? We say, the end. Alrighty. And we'll talk when you get to school for real, in the classroom, in the blue room, we'll talk more about Chester and his feelings when he went to school. Bye for now.